Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card is going to be messages and predictions for the month of November 2021. We'll start with a general overview of your month and then we will take a look at the specific areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is Selenite. Number 2 is Citrine. And number 3 is Strawberry Quartz. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones. So if you guys chose the Selenite heart, this is going to be a reading all about your month of November 2021. I freaking love Selenite so much. You guys have very good taste if you pick this pile. And actually all the stones we're using today are beautiful, but Selenite just has a special place in my heart. It's one of the only stones that I consistently, physically feel something when I'm holding it. Carnelian's the other one. But let's get into your reading. So we are going to start off with the general overview part before moving on to the specific areas. So the first card that we have for you guys is growth, with the message, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Then we have garnet with purification and detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. And then this card says, what is it that you can do now? So the first thing that I'm noticing from all of these cards is that we have a consistent motif of yellow and blue, which is really, really nice. These might be your lucky colors in the month of November. But as far as the overall vibe or the overall mood goes for this month, yellow is a color of joy, happiness, cheerfulness, and blue is a more soothing, calming, and healing sort of color. So if I put these together, it looks like your mood throughout this month is going to be happy yet calm and relaxed, which I just love for you. I'm also noticing that we have the letter G repeating twice, so there may be somebody whose initials are G, or a Gemini, or a place that starts with G that might be significant. Germany is just the first one that is coming to my mind, or Georgia or something like that. Could also be that the number 7 is significant or a lucky number for you, with G being the 7th letter. But let's get into the meaning of these cards one by one. We are seeing right off the bat that November is going to be a month of significant personal growth for you guys. The camera timer just said 222, so your guides really, really want you to pay attention to that massive personal and spiritual growth happening for you guys in the month of November. This growth card with expanding your consciousness and awareness, it could be talking about so many different things. It could be talking about getting to know yourself and the people in your life on a deeper level, understanding from a spiritual perspective what roles certain people are playing in your life and why you are going through the things that you're going through. It can be talking about you guys expanding your spiritual consciousness, expanding your spiritual abilities. Some of you guys, this is a message that is coming to me. You're gonna be getting a firmer grasp on the configuration of your spiritual team, meaning this is my primary guide, this is my spirit guide over here who's helping me with XYZ, and these are the spirits who are currently helping me right now. Really mapping all of that out and understanding your role in your spiritual team. That might be something that you're really getting a grasp on in the month of November. And even from a non-spiritual perspective, this can just be talking about you guys gaining knowledge on a certain topic that you're interested in. Maybe you're learning a new skill, learning a new language, entering a new field of studies, or expanding in your field of studies. Your brain is growing, your abilities are growing. This is what I see from the growth card. Now moving on here to garnet with purification and detoxification, there are some There are some habits, I think, that will need to be cut out in the month of November. Some habits that are detrimental to your health or that are just eating up your time and energy. So maybe you guys have a habit of procrastinating. Maybe you guys have a habit of spending your time on things or on people that are not contributing to your growth. Maybe there are some things that you are putting in your body that are not so healthy. And I feel like in November, if you don't already, you guys will feel really, really motivated to kick those things to the curb. And I do see these two cards being related in that the more you purify and detoxify from your life, the more growth you will be able to experience, the more time and energy you will be able to put towards your growth. So other, I guess, keywords that I could attribute to this month for you, in addition to happy and calm, are also healthy, very productive, and very self-aware. I think this is a month where you guys will be able to really take an honest look at yourself and your life and say, this is what I'm doing right. This is what is contributing to my growth and contributing to me becoming the person I want to be. And this thing that I'm doing, not so much. And that's okay, but we just need to have the awareness of that and start to remove those habits from our life. And that brings us to this card, which is, what is it that you can do right now? And on one hand, I do think this card is talking about that honest assessment. Like, what are steps that I can take right now to grow? What are steps that I can take right now to better myself? But within this message, I think there's also something about like not biting off more than you can chew, being gentle with yourself. The person on this card is a child. I don't know the exact name of this card, but it is a child. And so I'm thinking of like, you know, taking an approach that is gentle, taking an approach that is still fun and enjoyable for you. You know, I think that self-discipline is healthy and productive as long as it doesn't get to a point where you are dreading implementing your healthy habits or you're being hard on yourself. So I'm thinking of this as like taking baby steps and focusing on what you can do right now. So you may not fully eradicate the bad habits that you want to eradicate in November, and that's okay. Maybe this is just a month of being aware of them, simply. Maybe this is just a month of cutting back on them a little bit, or cutting back one day a week and replacing it with one healthy habit. This is very much like a consistency is key, and slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. In addition, if there are things that you know you need to get rid of and know you need to stop and you just can't do it right now, that's okay. An example that's coming to my mind is maybe you guys realize that in order to keep growing and in order to preserve your energy, there is like a toxic job or a toxic relationship or a toxic household living situation that you need to leave behind. But maybe right now you just don't have the means to do so. Like, you don't have the resources, you don't have the financial security to do so, or you just don't really have the strength or the courage to do that right now. And if that's the case, that's okay. You don't need to force yourself to make drastic changes right now, and just focus on what you can do. Focus on what makes sense for you and focus on what is comfortable for you. And really, really important is, how can I put it? Please don't think that because you are staying in a situation that you know you need to get out of, you're like blocking some kind of blessing, or you're giving a message to the universe that you don't want your blessings, or you know what I mean? Don't be hard on yourself like that. That's just gonna cause unnecessary worry. And it's important to still be practical and you know, do what makes sense for us and do what we can do. So all around, this is just about being gentle and taking it slow. If all you're doing this month is just getting the awareness of what needs to change, honestly, that's perfect. That's great. So do what you can. All right, so we are going to move on now to the tea leaf fortune cards. This part of the reading I keep kind of open, whether it's going to show us specific events to look forward to in November or something to watch out for, or just additional messages from your spirit guides. We will leave it up to them. So first we have Pin with new job or career. So For some of you guys, you are going to be going through a career change in the month of November, whether that is moving to a different position, switching companies entirely, or even switching your field of work. For others of you, again, it might just be that awareness that a change is something that you want and something that you're going to start working towards, almost like I'm making up my mind, this is what I'm going to do. But there's some career change on the horizon for you guys. We'll look at the astral house last, because this is like, I don't know, it's like this special one. We have rat, someone working against you behind your back. So this could be related to your career. First thing that is coming to my mind, if you guys have had any like sneaking suspicion that somebody at your job like has it out for you, I think is the expression, or has something against you, or has been saying some negative things, you might be right in that suspicion. But I really don't think that this person can hurt you, because they're just a rat. Like, no offense to them, but like, I'm just thinking of how small a rat is. Like, it feels like a small and insignificant creature. And no offense to rats either, okay? That's just the way this is coming through. It could also be that the position you're landing or the new job that you're landing just has a lot of competition. So even if it's not somebody having it out for you specifically, it's like there's somebody who doesn't want you to succeed just because you're their competition and they want to succeed. So please take that how it resonates, whether it's just like you're entering into a highly competitive field, or that there may be a specific person who has it out for you. But I feel like this person, I'm laughing because I just thought of a funny video, but I feel like this person is just jealous of you. Maybe you are a competition to them, or they feel threatened by you. And so any negative thing that they're saying about you, or any desire for you to not be successful, I think it very much does come from a place of insecurity and them wanting to succeed and them wanting to have what you have. The video I was thinking of, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but it's like a lady and she has some like club remix of Someone Like You by Adele playing in the background. It's not relevant, it adds to the humor. And she's like, "You're jealous because I know I'm beautiful, you're not. You are just like a rat, jumping around the corner looking for a food. Very jealous." Maybe some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but that's the kind of energy that I feel here with this rat. They are just like a rat, jumping around the corner looking for a food, very jealous, because you know you're beautiful. Well, I'm not going to say they're not beautiful, but you know you're beautiful, okay? There could also be somebody born in the year of the rat who is significant this month, totally away from the message of like someone being behind your back. This could be a positive person in your life, but somebody born in the year of the rat, that would be the years 1996 or 1984. I think that those are the most relevant years for the age demographic of my viewers. Could also be 2008 or 1972. Just in case. All right, so let's take a look now at our astral house. Ooh, okay. So we have marriage coming up here. This could definitely be talking about a commitment, like you're committing to a new job, you're committing to a relationship. Of course, marriage would traditionally be talking about the romantic aspect. So there may be a new romantic commitment coming into your life if that's something that you are wanting. Of course, it doesn't literally have to be that you are getting married to somebody, but just ascending to a higher level of commitment with them. Could also be that somebody you know is getting married or is announcing their wedding. Yes. But this is what I am seeing for the general overview. So now let's take a look at the specific areas of your life. So there is one tarot card and one oracle card for each of the specific areas, which are love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So, and actually I need to drink water. Let's take a look first at love and relationships. So for your tarot card, we have the Queen of Wands. Is that a wolf? Yes. Interesting. Usually it would be a black cat, but in this deck it's a wolf. And then we have energy. Ooh, all right. So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion in these cards. And actually, the first relationship that I want to talk about here is the relationship with yourself, because what I see here is somebody who is bursting with confidence, just like we were talking about before when we were talking about the rat. That you know you're beautiful, or you should know that you're beautiful. And if you don't yet, by November you will, because the Queen of Wands, she just like oozes confidence for me. She's the shit, she's hot, and she knows it. She's very, very talented, very, very capable. So you're just going to be radiating this kind of bad bitch energy. You don't have to identify as female to be the Queen of Wands. It's just a vibe. It's just an energy that you're going to be in. So I feel like the relationship with yourself is going to be very, very strong. I really feel that you guys are able to be there for yourself as your own best friend this month. So when you're starting to feel down, when you're starting to maybe feel discouraged or like you don't believe in yourself, you're able to step in and give yourself that pep talk that you really need. You're there to remind yourself that you're amazing, that you're talented, that you're gorgeous inside and out, and you have this ability to lift your own mood and to lift your own spirits. And I see you guys being a lot more confident specifically in your talents, like in what you are capable of. This may be a month where you are starting to, I don't know if put more effort into your appearance is like exactly the wording I want to give to it, but you're starting to own your beauty, and you're starting to learn how to work with what you have and enhance your natural beauty and the beauty that is unique to you, rather than trying to emulate somebody else's version of beauty. And that could be in terms of your physical appearance, that could be in terms of your creations, if you are a creator. Like you're really finding your own lane and your own natural beauty and your own natural expression, and you're no longer like looking at what others are doing or how others look and thinking of that as like the blueprint. You're like, bitch, I am the blueprint, you know? So yes, radiating confidence here. There could also be a female or a feminine platonic relationship in your life who is kind of like a, how would you say it? Hype man is the word that is coming to my mind. Someone who is always there to hype you up. In general, this is the type of people that I see you guys surrounded by in the month of November. So again, this jealous person, this rat, irrelevant. They can try to get in your way, they can try to work behind your back, but they can't do anything. And what you're seeing in your relationships is people who are supportive, people who are vocal. Vocal is a word that's coming to my mind. Like they're very vocal about how they feel. They're very vocal about how much they care about you. Very, very supportive, very loyal, always there for you. There's a message of like in the month of November, you're gonna get to meet up with like the people that you really, really like. The people that you really like, the people that you want to see. And the people who drain your energy, they might just happen to be busy in the month of November, because I feel like you're not going to be seeing them that much. Like you're going to be with the people who really ignite your soul, who you walk away from that interaction and you feel really energized and excited. This is the type of people that you're going to be surrounded by in this month. When it comes to your dating life, there could be a fire sign who is coming in, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, especially with this energy card that is like a reddish orange color. I'm really, really feeling fire energy here. With this marriage card, there might be some commitment happening in the month of November. Or if there's nobody in your life yet, in the month of November, you could be meeting somebody that you could really see yourself committing to in the future. Like someone who's a keeper, someone who is, you know, in it for the long run. This is the type of person who will be coming to your life. Now, I do think because you guys are the Queen of Wands and you have this energy, you are going to be attracting a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people, or several people, I should say, it's not like you're gonna get mobbed or something, but several people who are interested in you. I would say at least 2. For many, there will be 3 people who are interested in you. But some of them might be just on a physical level, like they're interested in your looks, they're interested in your body, or they just feel there's a lot of chemistry and they're interested in that. But amidst the suitors, there is somebody who is really in it for the long run, who really wants something serious with you, and you just have to seek them out. And probably you guys will know because your spiritual abilities are growing. Juan's energy is all about like our intuition, our gut feelings, what we know deep down. So if you guys were worried about like, how do I know? And I know it sounds so cheesy, but you guys will know, especially when you're in this confident energy. You won't be attracted to people from a place of codependency or fear or like filling a void. You know, I feel like you're going to naturally be gravitated towards people who are very healthy for you. So your judgment is impeccable. Your judgment is impeccable. Don't worry about it. But what I really love is that whoever's coming into your life, they have this stable commitment energy to them. And there's also this crazy chemistry and this crazy passion between the two of you. There might be a very, very intense physical and sexual connection with this person. And they might have black hair. I'm just looking at this wolf with black fur. I'm not saying that they're a wolf, but anyway, they might have black hair, or they might have like two-tone hair as well, because it looks like this wolf has a little bit like a little tuft of white in there. Maybe that's for fewer of you, but dark hair. And when I think about the wolf, that's somebody who is kind of mysterious, somebody who is confident, somebody who might be a little bit of a loner, somebody who has a lot of authority and who's really taken charge of their life. And you know, I thought it was kind of weird when I compared them to the wolf, because it kind of looks like it's the queen's pet, and it's not like that. But the way it's coming through like this, it could just be that this person is incredibly loyal to you or something like that. Okay, so let's move on now to your career and studies. So for your tarot card, we have the 5 of Swords. And for your oracle card, we have Trust. So I am remembering, I'm keeping in mind that we have the new job / career card here. And looking at the 5 of Swords, I do think for many of you, it is time for change in your career. It's time to move on. The 5 is a number about change, about growth, about development. And in this deck, we have a giant full moon in the background, which is about completion and release. So there's a feeling of you guys like graduating from something in the month of November, or just having, and the camera timer went to 2222. And didn't we see 222 before? Interesting. So that might be an important angel number for you guys this month. If you see that number, it might be your guides like egging you on or edging you on, whatever it is, and pushing you towards change. There's a feeling of like you've done everything you can do in your current job, in your current field of studies, and it's time to release this cycle and move on to something new. With the Swords energy here being about your mind, it might be time for you guys to move on to something that is more challenging, that is more intellectually stimulating, something that has more to offer in terms of what you can learn, something that has more to offer in terms of learning like planning and problem solving, something that gives you more agency and more executive power in the intellectual sense. I think you guys know what I mean. This is what your soul is really longing for. Your soul wants to, you want to expand your consciousness and awareness. You want to expand your knowledge. You want to expand your mind. And I feel like if you haven't already, you're going to find that whatever position or field of study or whatever it is that you're in, it's not challenging you intellectually in the way that it used to. I'm being shown like you might even find like it feels like your brain is just turning into sludge. And for some of you, not for everybody, and I'm sorry, I feel like I'm saying like kind of offensive things to people in your life during this reading, like with the rat and stuff, but you may find that the people around you are just not really keeping up with you mentally. Like they might not be as competent, or there could even be some kind of pettiness in your workplace or in your field of study. Like there could be some kind of gossiping or people talking about each other, and you're just like, what are we really, like, is this really what we're spending our mental currency on? Like, I feel like you just want to be around people who are more mature and who challenge you more mentally and who are assisting in your growth rather than keeping you at this lower yet more comfortable level. You want to spread your wings and fly. This is what I'm really feeling. So if you are resonating with this and you have been feeling this, I feel that this Oracle card is here to tell you to trust that feeling. Whether you act on it in November or whether you can act on it in November, that will vary from person to person. And again, it's entirely up to you, like the timing that you make this change and how you go about it. Please do not feel like the universe is forcing you or rushing you or pushing you, or like the universe is not going to give you an ultimatum when it comes to this. So again, for some of you, maybe just having this awareness and trusting your inner knowing is going to be like the big progress that you make this month, where you're like, I'm sure that my inner voice is trying to tell me something. I'm sure that it's time to move on. I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but at least I have the confirmation. This could also be about trusting your gut when it comes to some toxic influences around you, or when it comes to the knowing that somebody has it out for you a little bit. Again, I don't think they can really do anything significant to you, but just so that you know that you're not crazy and so that you don't feel guilty for suspecting that. If you have been having that suspicion, I do think these cards are coming out to tell you that you are correct in that. Not to make you worried, but just so that you're validated in what you've been feeling. Because I don't know, it sucks to have negative suspicions about people. And I think I spoke about this in another reading recently. Like, it kind of feels shitty to say, like, I don't get good vibes from that person. Because we want to see the good in people. We want to think highly of people. But sometimes our intuition just nags us and tells it like it is. So with this deep blue color of the card as well, you should definitely trust your inner knowing more. Whether it's telling you something positive or telling you something negative, it knows what's up. It knows what's up for sure. There's one more message here, because the Five of Swords, it can be about like conflicts or confrontation. If there is something in your workplace or something at school, like with a teacher, with a boss, with a coworker, that has been rubbing you the wrong way, like maybe you feel that you weren't treated fairly, or maybe you feel that somebody's behavior was inappropriate or something like that, or you want to ask a favor, ask for answers, and you're not sure if you're overstepping or something like that, just speak up. That's what this part of the reading is saying. Just speak up. And I actually had this happen to me the other day, where something was bothering me. And then I was like, oh, but you know, I'm probably just overreacting. I'm sure they didn't mean anything by it. And, you know, you start like talking yourself out of confronting, you know, because you don't want to ruffle feathers or anything. But I think what your guides are saying with this is that whatever you're concerned about, it deserves to be addressed. It deserves to be spoken. So if somebody is bothering you, you should tell them. Like, you should trust that it's worth bringing up, you know, and that your concern is valid, and you should tell them. If you need something more from somebody at work or at school, if you need more assistance, if you need more information, if you need more clarity, ask for it. If you feel like you need it, trust that and speak up and go for it. I'm also noticing now that the yellow and blue, it can be talking about the solar plexus and the throat. So speaking up with confidence, speaking up with assertion, validating your desires, validating your concerns, and vocalizing them. That's going to be really helpful for you. And for those of you who are in a job or are in a workplace that you know you need to get out of, but you can't right now, I feel like that's something you can do that at the very least will make your remaining time there more bearable. Like if you can't leave the job just yet, what you can do right now is at least speak up about what you need, about what you want, about what you don't want. And that's going to make the environment for you at least a little bit more comfortable, and for you to feel like you have a little bit more control and power in your environment, and you're not just like helplessly taking what comes to you. Yes, that will make the remaining time easier and better for you. Okay, so let's move on to the final life area now, which is spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Knight of Cups. And for your oracle card, we have Hunger. Ooh, and it's cool that we have the yellow and blue coming out again. Very significant colors for you this month. I wonder, let me know if you guys know what that's about, because I just feel like they're repeating quite a bit. Yay! So, you know, this spiritual and personal growth section of the reading, it's such a wild card. Like sometimes I get energy that is pretty heavy and pretty hard, and then other times I get nice pleasant energy from it. This one looks quite pleasant to me. Yes, it does. So I think that this Knight of Cups is you. You guys are going to be really, really interested, even more so than you might be now, in spirituality, and more specifically developing your own spiritual gifts and putting them to use. I think that you guys are highly psychic, but you're still in the process of discovering that and of developing that, and like understanding what that really means for you. If I think of the progression of the court cards, the Knight is kind of in the middle, right? At the beginning, or at the bottom, I guess you could say, we have the Page, who, you know, maybe the Page just has a little inkling of their spiritual gifts. They have an idea, they have an interest in it, but they haven't necessarily developed it at all yet, because the Page is the most like juvenile or undeveloped. When we get to the Knight, this is somebody who has now gotten on their horse, so to speak, and is actively moving towards what they want to move towards. In this case, spiritual development, understanding your psychic gifts. So you're taking a lot of steps towards that this month. And with this Hunger here, I'm looking at the, this looks like a hole to me. Or like, no, void is kind of a negative word, but it looks like a hole that wants to be filled, almost like a vacuum. I feel like you guys are becoming a vacuum for spiritual knowledge and on your spiritual pursuit, almost like this bottomless pit, this insatiable hunger for knowledge. So you might go on a kind of like spiritual kick this month where you're reading up on a bunch of different things. Maybe you get really into crystals and you want to know what they all mean. Maybe you get really into your own birth chart and you're studying every little aspect, every placement. Maybe you get really, really into tarot and you're deeply studying what they all mean. Maybe you want to learn how to become a Reiki practitioner. You want to learn how to do energy healing, and so you're doing a lot of research on that. There's something that's becoming, I think bottomless pit is a better way to describe it than void, because it's just like you're voracious. You can't get enough information. And I'm seeing this even kind of linking back to here when we saw you guys like really thirsting to be mentally challenged. And if you can't get that at your job or at school quite yet, maybe you can kind of satisfy that need by studying more spiritual topics. I think your guides are really eager to show you kind of how the soul world works, like how it's organized, because there was a message like that came out in the very beginning. So they might kind of show you the ropes of, like how the 5D is mapped out. But yes, this is definitely a more positive spiritual and personal growth area that I've seen in these videos. So I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that. And honestly, that's about it. Yeah, Plain and simple. I love that. All right, so these are all the messages that I'm seeing for you guys, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Citrine, this is going to be a reading all about your month of November 2021. So let's get right into it. We are going to start off with the general overview part of your reading before moving on to the specific areas. So let's go ahead and take a look at your first oracle cards. So we have Death, and that's kind of cool actually because we are currently in Scorpio season, and there's also the Death card in tarot, which, as you guys might know, is related to Scorpio energy. We're going to be in Scorpio season for the bigger part of November, so it's kind of cool how that matches up. But the Death card in tarot and this one pretty much have the same meaning. This is talking about a transformation. This is talking about a rebirth. The message on the card says, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So it looks like for you guys in the month of November, there will be some cycle of your life that is coming to an end and making way for a new beginning. We also have, we also have Citrine, so we have a match here. I feel like you guys were definitely drawn to Citrine for a reason, because it is really not every day, or not often at all, actually, that when I use this deck, it matches with the crystal for the, you know what I'm talking about. It's very rare to get a match like this, so I definitely feel that Citrine is calling to you guys. The message on this card, it talks about unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. But Citrine is also an amazing stone for abundance and prosperity and self-confidence. It's really good for business owners, for people who want to be self-employed or who want to take on a new challenge or a new way of making money. So maybe that's what this new cycle is referring to. But let's take a look at your last one. So this card says, start by cherishing the people around you, or like focus on the relationships around you is basically the gist of this card. I just want to take a look at the color scheme that we have going on here. I think it's really interesting that we go from red to purple and back to red, because it is almost like we are cycling through all of the colors of the rainbow from start to finish and coming back to the start again. So there's this like overarching theme of some cycle is ending and some cycle is beginning for you guys. Oh, and what's coming to me is that many of you guys are starting a new wave of your awakening. When it comes to spiritual awakening, this is not just a phenomenon that happened once and you go from asleep to awake and that's it. It generally does happen in waves, or it happens in cycles, so to speak. And each time we are more awake than the last wave. So you guys might be going through a new wave of this. For some of you, I feel like that's very exciting. Others of you might be listening to this and thinking like, are you kidding me? I have to go through the awakening process again. I'm sorry, it's like that sometimes, but I think there's a new cycle of awakening coming for you guys. And with this like red to purple situation going on here, this is also making me think of Kundalini awakening. So some of you guys might be going through that in the month of November. I will admit I'm not super knowledgeable on Kundalini awakening, but my understanding is that this is an energy that rests around our root chakra, like at the base of our spine, and through things like meditation, breath work, energy work, we can release this energy and allow it to ascend up and pass through all 7 of our energy centers, or all 7 of our chakras. And when it travels up our body like this, so from the base of our spine up to the top of our head, this brings us to an elevated or expanded level of consciousness. So some of you guys might be going through this month. But what I see for you guys, I honestly think that the biggest change when it comes to this new cycle is your mindset. You're no longer operating from a place of fear or from a place of distrust or from a place of like survival. It's like you're coming out of that fight or flight mode that you have been surviving in, and you're just living in peace. With this card here, with the Citrine card, I see that you have full trust in the universe now, and whatever curveballs it throws at you, whatever changes it throws at you, you really rest deeply assured in knowing that everything is happening for you and everything is happening for the best. And I see you guys in this state of peaceful allowing in your life, where you're just welcoming anything that the universe has to offer you, because you know that you're going to be okay. You're going to be more than okay. You're going to be amazing. So you're reaching a state of deep peace, deep serenity, and deep allowing in your life, and that's amazing. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. You're no longer trying to control or feel like you need to have everything figured out, because you can feel the divine support that is all around you, and you know that your spiritual team is working with you. You know that everything is happening for you, not to you. This is the type of awareness that I see you guys ascending to this month. Now, moving on to this card, which talks about cherishing or putting importance on your relationships. Actually, the very first thing that is coming to me, which may be a specific message for some of you, is that when we spoke about this death, when we spoke about a cycle ending, there may have been some of you who were worried that this entails relationships. Like, as you move on to the next cycle, that certain people are going to leave your life. If there's some people who you want to leave your life, I definitely think that they can. But for those of you who felt like some worry in your gut, like, I hope that this person doesn't get left behind, or I hope that doesn't mean that I'm gonna walk away from so-and-so, I don't see any unwanted separations or unwanted endings happening in the relationship department. So that message was coming through just for some of you who had that worry, and spirit wanted to address that for you. But I do also think in this new cycle that you're able to have more compassion and understanding for the people around you and connect to them on a more intimate level. The way this is being shown to me is kind of strange, but I have this like distinct memory when I was maybe like in my tween years, like early teenage years, when I stopped seeing my parents as just like, that's my mom and that's my dad, and I started seeing them as like humans, you know, humans separate from the role of being my parent. So maybe you guys are going through something similar like that, where you're starting to look at people and see them as humans outside of the role that they have in your life. So you start to see like, that's not just my boss, that's Marie, whatever their name is, and you start to really see them as their own person and have a whole other level of compassion and understanding for them. That's not just my teacher, that's Stefan or something. Like, I hope you know what I mean. You're not just seeing them as like who they are in your life, but relating to them on a whole deeper level. Or even like the freaking person who served you at the restaurant the other day. You're connecting with them on a deeper level. It's like you're coming out of just like the roles that your avatars are playing in this interaction with each other, and you're like seeing through to the soul that they are. You see them as the soul having a human experience. Your like awareness of people is expanding. I hope that I explained that well. I think you guys will get the gist like that. But let's move on now to the tea leaf fortune card. So this part of the reading I kind of leave open, whether it's going to show us specific events that are happening in November, things for you to look forward to, things for you to look out for, or just any additional messages from your guides. So let's see what we have. Ooh, I think this one appeared last month as well. We have the goldfish with the message increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. And isn't that literally what we've been talking about this whole time? And I love that goldfish, like the color of goldfish even matches the citrine. They kind of look alike, don't they? Like the texture and the color. So I definitely know your lucky stone and your lucky animal. Dove might be significant to you guys as well. These might be animals that appear to you to let you know that abundance is around the corner, that your freedom is around the corner. But we've definitely spoken about your spiritual growth so far. We've spoken about an increase in material wealth, with Citrine being about abundance and prosperity. So I definitely think that this death, it might be things are leaving your life that create space for more wealth, that create space for more abundance, that create space for more spiritual peace. We also have the elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So, yep. You know what's actually very interesting is that goldfish is an animal that is considered to have a very, very short memory span. I don't know if that's true or if that's like been debunked. I feel like I read somewhere that it was debunked, but anyway, goldfish are seen as like having a memory span of like 2 seconds or something. Whereas the elephant is seen to be, what do they say? Like elephants never forget. Elephants have excellent memory. They're very wise. And the way it's coming to me is like, you guys have been on this long and tough journey. And I feel like where you are right now, you can remember every obstacle. You can remember every painful second that you've been through. You can feel how long and tiring this journey has been. But when you reach this goldfish state, once you get to that wealth, once you get to that abundance, once you get to that growth that you've been longing for, I feel like you become the goldfish who can't remember anything. You know, like all of the pain has been washed away. And kind of a strange example I'm thinking of for it, and honestly, I don't know if this is actually true, but because I've never given birth before, but I can imagine that once your child has come out into the world and you're united with your child, some of those memories of the process being hard and painful kind of get wiped away. I don't know if you forget it completely, but it's that pure joy that you feel when the moment you've been waiting for is here. It's like you kind of forget all of the pain that you've been through. I don't know if that was a good example, but this is how I see it happening for you guys, where you don't look back with pain or with exhaustion anymore. You're just happy. You're just happy to have what you have now. And then we have Gong, an exciting event. So this is really cool because I personally think of the Gong card as like a climax. So whatever new cycle is starting here in the month of November, I really do feel that you guys have been longing for it or working towards it for a very long time. So this is a new cycle that will be very much welcome. You guys will really be welcoming it. You'll be very, very excited about it. I'm also noticing we have repeating letter G, which happened in group 1 as well. There was repeating letter G's. So somebody with the initial G's, the initials of G might be important, or a Gemini might be important, or a place that starts with G or an organization that starts with G might be important. So this concludes the general overview section of your reading. So now we are going to move on to the specific life areas. We have 1 tarot card and 1 oracle card for each, and we're going to be looking at the areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. I'm just very thirsty today, so I'm gonna drink water again. All right, so let's start off with the love and relationships area. So for your tarot card, we have the King of Swords. And for your oracle card, we have rejection. So there's air sign energy coming through here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, just in case that is relevant to you guys. As far as this King of Swords and rejection energy goes, I'm honestly not sure if this is your energy or the energy of somebody else in your life, or it could be a little bit of both. So I will just explain what I'm seeing here. The King of Swords, I understand why he's coming out with rejection, because I generally feel the King and Queen of Swords as more emotionally closed off. They're they tend to be a little bit more detached, a little bit more distant, a little bit more cold when it comes to relationships. And it doesn't mean that they don't care. It can be because they're just not that type of person who's very affectionate or very expressive. Like they're just not really like that. Or it can be because they are protecting themselves from getting hurt. Like they're very guarded. But what I see here is somebody who is a little bit emotionally detached, and because of that might be shutting people out or shutting a specific person out. If this is your energy, I could understand, like if you guys have been going through a really tough spiritual awakening, if you guys have been going through a dark night of the soul, or if you guys have been focused on working through lack mentality and creating abundance in your life, it might have just happened that naturally, because you were pouring so much of your energy into these endeavors, that you weren't so open to love, or you didn't have as much energy when it came to love, or when it came to socializing. You might have just been so drained that you tend to be more isolated and closed off. I certainly know in my own experience and the people that I know, when you are purging anything energetically, or when you're receiving a lot of downloads, any sort of spiritual development that you're going through, it really does take it out of you. And I have found myself to become very spacey and irritable and quiet during those times. So if you have been going through a very long or like strenuous spiritual development, you may have just become this King of Swords, and that's okay. And with this card of cherishing the people who are around you first, maybe you just haven't had energy for new relationships coming in. Like it's already enough to take care of and to put energy into your existing relationships, and it's just not the time to take on something new. So this could be your energy that you have been in, or this could be your guides advising you not to push yourself too much when it comes to opening up to new relationships, new friendships, new love, extending your energy to new places. You might want to stay guarded and kind of keep that to yourself this month. And if you're feeling a little bit more introverted, or like you need your space, that's totally fine. You may be saying no more to social interactions, or to invitations, or to people asking for your help this month. Again, that is also totally fine, because you need to honor the cycle that you're going through right now. So I can definitely see how this could be your energy. Now, if this is the energy of somebody else, if you feel like you have been rejected by somebody else, or you have been shut out by somebody else, I feel like this person doesn't know what they want right now. That's a meaning that I attribute to this card, just in this deck in particular, because if you look closely, you can see like the two heads that are looking in different directions. And it's almost like he doesn't know which way he wants to go yet. Or actually, but this orange color here, orange talks about confidence, well-being. I'm thinking of like the sacral chakra. It could be that this person knows what they want, but they're not confident, or they don't trust their own judgment. This is somebody who's a little bit confused and just doesn't want to get hurt. So if this is someone else you're dealing with, I don't know if I see necessarily any progress or coming together in the month of November, because they still seem to be quite confused and quite guarded. So it could be your energy, it could be their energy, it could be both, but these are the two different interpretations that I see for this card. So please feel free to claim one or the other, or both. But what I could say for the majority of you guys is that I don't really see a ton of like, I guess, extroversion or new socialization, new relationships, getting closer with somebody. I kind of see you just maintaining the relationships that you already have, because I think a lot of your energy is going to other places, or you're being encouraged to put it in other places right now, because you don't want to spread yourself too thin. So let's move on now to the area of career and studies. So for your tarot card, oh my gosh, we have this star. That's so exciting. And for your oracle card, we have faith. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful combo. Those go together so well, the star and faith, because the star is all about having hope for your future, having faith for your future, having a bright future ahead of you. Hold on, I just want to... Yes, and this faith has 8 points on it, and in the Rider-Waite, the star has like the 8-pointed star on it. So, and it does add up to 8, right? Yeah, because it's the card number 17, so it adds up to 8. 8 is a number of abundance, of success in your career, of good karma coming to you. So yeah, you guys are really, really, really hitting the jackpot when it comes to your abundance, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your professional success or your educational success. Oh my gosh, something is coming to you guys that is too good to be true. One of your wildest dreams is coming true with regards to your career or studies. Now, if you're listening to this and you feel like you don't have that wish, you don't have that passion, you don't have that direction, you don't really know where you're going, this could be showing that in the month of November, you're going to find a path that lights your heart up like you never imagined your heart could be lit up. Like until now, nothing has inspired you like this. Nothing has called to you like this. And all of a sudden you feel so freaking excited to be alive and to be on this earth where pursuing this path is possible. Like you're finding your dream career, or you're starting your dream career. It feels like a fairy tale. It really feels like a fairy tale. I think you guys have had, this actually might be what the gong is talking about, like what the climax is. You've had a long journey, you've had to have a lot of faith, and the star is representing like your breakthrough. And I want to tell you, whatever's coming to you here, it's a lot more than you were expecting. So you might be offered a higher position than you were expecting. You might be offered more money than you were expecting, more recognition, more accolades. Sure. More rewards than you were expecting. Like, let's say, for example, you applied to your dream school. And it's like, not only are you getting in, but you're also getting a full scholarship. Like there's something that is just exceeding your expectations or exceeding your wildest dreams. This is how I'm seeing it. And I want you guys to know with the star here, actually, first of all, some of you guys might be becoming a star or are well on your way to becoming a star. So you might be in the public eye or growing your platform a lot, if that applies to your field. Or the work that you're doing is being recognized by many, many people in your field. So let's say you are doing some research, you publish a research paper or you publish a thesis or something like that. Like people are going to be, it's going to spread. People are going to be talking about it, even like over in other cities or over in other countries, because your work is so brilliant. Like the star to me has brilliance. Or even if you work an office job, it's like you did such a good job that word got to the headquarters, you know, like word got to the, what would you call it? The head department, your boss's 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 boss. And then you get recognition from there. So you're doing something big and you're getting some big reward this month. Some of you guys may get the opportunity to connect with somebody or work with somebody that you, and the word that's coming to my mind is idolize. Maybe that's kind of a strong word, but just somebody that you've aspired to be like, somebody that you've looked up to a lot in your professional or educational career. With the star here, there's definitely a feeling of innovation with that Aquarius energy. It's new, it's unconventional, it's innovative. So you guys are getting recognized because you've done something that hasn't been done before, or you're discovering something that hasn't been discovered before. You're bringing something really brand new and fresh and shiny to the table, and something that really benefits the collective as well. You guys might resonate with being a light worker or with being a star seed, and I do want you guys to know that whatever field you are in or whatever field you're moving into in the month of November, it is in alignment with how you can best carry out your light worker activities here on earth. And I want to tell you guys that you can be a light worker in literally any career. It doesn't have to be like a spiritual healer or a, like a medium or something like that. Even though light worker is, a very spiritual term, you could be an author and be a light worker. You could be a comedian and be a light worker. You can be a doctor and be a light worker. You can be a lawnmower is not the right word. I was gonna say like a grass cutter, or you can make gardens and be a light worker. Anything that you can do that brings you joy and that brings joy to the people around you, that's your light work. So whatever it is that you guys are doing or striving to do, it is a field that your soul will naturally do well in terms of their light working activities. I feel like it was a bulky way to say that, but you guys know what I mean. So let's move on to your final area, which is spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the 7 of Cups. And for your oracle card, we have cleanse. Oh, okay. So the first thing that is coming to me here is that your guides are encouraging you to bathe because if you look at this, it really does look like the circle is bathing in water. I'm thinking of, I don't know, I definitely know that this is a thing in Japan and Korea. It's like where you only bathe the lower half of your body. Like you take a bath in hot water, but it's just, I think it's just like your belly button down that is in the water. And this is supposed to help with circulation. Honestly, I don't know what it does, but people do it for like health and beauty and stuff like that. So anyway, you don't have to do that. The picture just reminded me of it. I think your guides just want you to take a bath. You may want to take a bath with salts. Bless the water before you get in. Just put both of your hands over the water and set an intention for this water to cleanse you and to heal you, and for all of your worries and all of your burdens and any heavy or negative energy in you to be drained out when you drain the tub. And some of you guys might actually want to bathe in a body of natural water. I know it's the month of November, so if you're in the northern hemisphere, actually no, if you're in Canada or something like me, that might not be possible unless you're very daring. You might not want to like go jump in a lake in November. But if you're like, if you're in like the southern states or the southern hemisphere, then you might want to go in a lake or an ocean or a river. A natural body of water will be even better to wash away your worries, but bath is fine as well. I'm sure you can swim in a pool too, because it's really the intention that matters. It's really the intention that matters, but water might be particularly healing or cleansing to you guys. This may even be a message for you guys to hydrate more, like to drink more water, as I have been sipping throughout this video. I drank water in group 1 as well. But let's talk about this 7 of Cups. I feel like you guys are overwhelmed, and this is why this cleanse energy is coming through. The 7 of Cups is like confusion, being overwhelmed, having too much going on. And because we have so much water energy here and spiritual energy here, okay, it's like they're saying it's like the spiritual equivalent of having too many tabs open. How am I supposed to describe this? When you're like talking to a spirit, let's say you're talking to a spirit guide, talking to a deity, sometimes there's that practice of like closing the session when you're done talking to a spirit, like you close the channel of communication, or you close the session. And it's like, I feel like you guys might need to do that even when you're interacting with people, because people's energy or people's consciousness, it's like it latches onto you. You guys are like, it's like an even more intense version of being an empath. The way I'm being shown is like, okay, let's say you meet this person and you're like, do, and you're having a conversation. If you don't close the session with that person, when you like walk away from the interaction, their like energy or consciousness is gonna like latch on and stay with you. So after you're done interacting with this person, even though you walk away, it's like you're still feeling their feelings, you're still thinking their thoughts, you're still feeling their energy. And so the more people you interact with in a day, you could have like 5 people's energy just like clinging on to you. So you need to make sure, even when it's with a human in the 3D, to close the session or to close the tab. And the same thing, even if you're just thinking about somebody. Like, if you're thinking about a specific person, and then you may think that you stopped thinking about them and go about your day, but little do you know that when you were, or maybe you do know, that when you were thinking about them, you were actually connecting to them in the 5D. So even when you stop thinking about them and go about your day, they're still like connected to you and hovering over you. I hope that that makes sense. Probably if you guys are experiencing this, you'll know what I'm talking about, because it's a little bit odd to me, but people's energy attaches to you when you interact with them or when you think about them in a way that is more intense than what most empaths or most psychic people experience. So you just have to take those extra precautions to cut that off. And even if somebody else is thinking about you, like if I'm over here thinking about you, then you're going to start feeling me. So you just need to like clean yourself off more often, literally, is what this is saying. You need to clean yourself off more, because dealing with your own energy and your own consciousness is enough. You don't need to have all these other people and entities attaching on to you. So just throughout your day, make sure, whether it's literally bathing and cleansing yourself off with water, or just setting that intention of like, I'm closing all the tabs, I'm closing all the apps, it's just me and my mind right now, I don't need you and you and you talking to me. Just make sure you're doing that, because sometimes we don't even realize that that's what's happening, and we're like, why am I so frazzled right now? Why am I so anxious? Why am I so on edge? And it's like you're just overloaded. You're just overloaded with messages and consciousnesses and entities who want to talk to you and who want to latch on to you. So I don't think there's anything that can hurt you. It's just overwhelming. That's all. So make sure you're cleaning yourself off in that regard. But that's all that I'm seeing for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the strawberry quartz, this is going to be a reading all about your month of November 2021, so let's get right into it. We are going to start off with the general overview part of this reading before moving on to the specific areas. So let's go ahead and take a look at your first oracle cards. We are starting with gratitude with the message, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So already we see you guys going into the month of November with a very positive attitude, with gratitude for everything that you have. And there's also a hint here about a new opportunity coming to you guys in the month of November. We also have watermelon tourmaline with stress reduction, de-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. And then this card, I like this card. This says, try out many different ways. So let's take a look at all of these together. The first thing I want to point out is that there is a lot of focus on the heart space, the heart chakra. We have the green color here with gratitude. We have green and pink with watermelon tourmaline. This is a great stone for the heart chakra. And then you guys were also drawn to a pink stone, the strawberry quartz. So there is a ton of focus on your heart this month. Maybe there is a new love, a new relationship coming in, or an existing relationship is deepening. You guys might be feeling a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more sentimental, a little bit more in your feelings in the month of November, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. I feel like your heart space is being cracked open. You guys are more open to love, more open to expressing your emotions, more open to being vulnerable. And that's an amazing thing, because if you're opening up like that, it means that you feel safe. You feel safe to do so. And when I look at this picture, you see how this person is like standing right behind the other person and helping them lift up this orb or whatever this is. This image makes me think of your back is being had, okay? Somebody has your back. And when I was saying that, the camera timer went to 222, which is a number that can talk about soulmates and partnerships. So there may be a really beautiful love connection that is coming in this month, or that is just further blossoming this month. And this is a person who is very loyal to you, very supportive, who has your back. And what else did I want to say? Oh yes, so I want to go back to this gratitude for a second. I kind of spoke about it briefly, just you guys being in a more positive mindset, being more grateful for what you have. I feel like your mindset is shifting to where you're seeing the blessings in disguise behind certain things in your life, or certain things that happen to you, and you're seeing like the hidden opportunity in struggles. Now with this stress reduction message put together, the way I'm seeing these two cards together is like the reason you are able now to move into this grateful and positive mindset is because some major stresses are disappearing from your life. And the way I'm seeing it is like that pyramid, or like the hierarchy of needs, I think is what it's called, where yeah, it's great to be happy and positive and happy-go-lucky, but if you don't have your most basic sense of security taken care of, it's a little bit hard to do that. And I feel like in the past, maybe you guys have tried to be grateful, you've tried to be high vibe, and it just wasn't working because your basic needs for survival weren't met. And telling you to be positive or to be grateful at that point in your life was a little bit like telling somebody who's having a panic attack to just calm down, or like telling someone who's depressed to just cheer up. It's like, thanks, I can't really do that. Let me take care of this panic attack first. Like, you need to deal with the most pressing issues first. You need to deal with the most immediate threats first. So if you guys were going through something that was really difficult, that was really draining, that made you feel unsafe, of course you're gonna have a hard time being all like high vibrational and positive, and that's okay. So what I see in November is that whatever was really weighing on you or really giving you a lot of stress or putting you in this anxious vibration is going to be cleared away, so that you have the luxury to focus on the positive, and you have the luxury to be happy and work on your vibration. I hope that makes sense. It's like there was more pressing issues to take care of first, and I feel like those are cleared up, they're out of the way. Maybe this person is helping you through the stressful time in your life, supporting you and helping you get out of it. But in November, you're entering into a much calmer time. Yes, a much more calm, peaceful time. You feel like you can breathe out. You feel like you don't have to constantly be like watching your back for what next stressful situation is coming up, what next difficult task is going to be thrown in my face. You can just relax and be present, okay? So I think there's going to be massive improvements in your mental and emotional health this month. Now moving on to the card of trying out many different ways. What I'm actually interpreting this card as first and foremost is that there is more room in your schedule and in your routine now to do more things that you enjoy. I feel like this group here, you guys have a lot of interests, a lot of hobbies, and even a lot of talents that you have yet to really scratch the surface of and explore deeper, because it's kind of like this so much to do, so little time energy that you guys have been in, where if you had any free time, you had to use it to like complete some work or finish some task or fulfill some responsibility. Like it all seems like things just kept being thrown at you, that there was hardly any time for leisure or for relaxation or for meditation or for manifestation, your spiritual practices. It's like you guys are coming out of that survival mode is what it feels like, and you have more time to do things that just bring you joy or that you just want to do. Things that maybe have been left on the back burner before. So whether there's been something that you've wanted to study, maybe you've wanted to start exercising, maybe you wanted to start cooking at home more, maybe you want to catch up on your favorite TV show or start reading that book that you've been putting off. It's like this energy of there's so many things that make me excited and there's so many things that I want to do, but all of my time just goes to responsibilities and goes to like pressing urgent matters. I feel like you've been very highly strung, and this month is all about relaxing and coming back to yourself and treating yourself and doing things just for yourself. This whole month is like me time for you. And that doesn't necessarily mean alone time. It just means time to fulfill you, time to please you, time to serve you. It's time to take all that energy you were giving out to everything else and everyone else and just give it back to you, basically. So that's one big thing that I see with this try many different ways card. Like you're trying out many different things. Some of you guys may be manifesting things this month. Gratitude makes me think of that. And often with this card, the try many different ways, I often feel called to remind the group I'm reading for that there are so many different ways that our manifestation can come through to us. So it's important not to attach to one specific way and to leave that open to the universe, because the universe always knows the best way and the best time to bring what we want to us. So that might just be something to keep in mind during this month. But I'm really excited to see what the rest of the messages are. So let's move on to your tea leaf fortune cards. This part of the reading, I usually leave open whether this is going to show us specific events in the month of November or something to look forward to, something to look out for, or just further messages from your spirit guides. So let's see what we have here. The first thing that we have is wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. So in the month of November, there may be a friend who is a little bit distant with you. For some of you, the message that is coming to me is like, maybe your friend just got a new significant other or a new crush and they're like obsessed with that person and they're just always talking to them and always spending a lot of time with them, which might leave you feeling a little bit upset or a little bit annoyed. Maybe you guys have experienced this before where it almost feels like the new partner or the new love interest is taking your friend away. There might be a little bit of that this month, or alternatively, it could be that one of your friends is just really, really busy this month or going through something particularly difficult that causes them to be a bit more distant. The way I'm seeing this is like distance with a friend. Let's see if we can get more details. We have hills, obstacles to overcome. So luckily, I do think this is not going to last forever. It just might be a temporary situation that they're in. So a temporary difficult time that your friend is going through, and then things are going to get better and your connection will be restored back to normal. Or if it is the significant other / love interest interpretation, maybe they're just going through the honeymoon phase where they're very infatuated with this person, but then things will settle down and they will come back to normal. And we have grapes, time to go out and have fun. So whatever this might be, it really looks clearly like your guides are telling you not to worry about it. Things will get better over time. And you should just, honestly, I even saw that in this part of the reading. This month is all about just enjoying yourself and focusing on yourself. So don't worry about this too much. Go out and live your life. Like, don't hold your breath and wait for this person. If they are going through something difficult and that is the reason for their distance, with this grapes card, time to go out and have fun, I feel like your guides are saying not to feel guilty or not to feel like you have to overextend yourself to support them through it. They're saying that you shouldn't feel burden or guilt with this. Maybe whatever your friend is going through is just something that they have to face on their own, something that they have to figure out on their own. And there's just a message here of like, you are not expected or obligated to get deeply involved in it, and you don't need to feel guilty in any way. Whether you feel like, it's like maybe you're guilty that they're going through it, or maybe you feel guilty that you're not helping more, or whatever it is, I feel like your worries surrounding this are not necessary. And this is like a green light from your guides to just let them do their thing, let them go through what they need to go through. And in the meantime, enjoy yourself and enjoy your life, knowing that everything is going to come back to normal, probably by the end of the month. This is just like a little bump in the road that might be happening in one of your friendships. If you do know what this is referring to, please do let me know in the comments. This is definitely one of those situations where I'm curious to know how it does resonate for you guys. So feel free to let me know if you feel called to do that. But this concludes the general overview part of the reading. So we are going to move on now to the specific life areas. So we have a tarot card and an oracle card for each of these, and we're going to be looking at love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. I don't know what it is today, but I think I just like jinxed myself. When I come to this part of the reading, I feel thirsty. So I'm going to sip my water. Okay, and so let's start off with your love and relationships. So we have 9 of Cups for your tarot card, and for your oracle card we have confidence. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's some connection is brewing for you guys in the month of November. Some connection is blossoming for you guys. The 9 of Cups, as you might know, is a card about wish fulfillment, and we have this beautiful full moon here, which is giving the feeling of something coming to completion. So whatever it is that you guys have been hoping for in your love life, I do feel that in the month of November, it's like it's coming to completion. So it's not like you're getting some of what you want or you're getting part of the way there. It's like the full package, right? So if you've been wanting to meet somebody, this is not the month of, oh, I'm starting to pick up on their energy, I'm starting to feel them. This is like the show time. This is the real deal. You are going to meet them in the month of November. If you've been wanting commitment with someone, you're getting the full commitment. Basically, just what I want to say is that whatever you've wished for in terms of your love and relationships, you are getting exactly that. What I really love about the 9 of Cups too is that it's also a card about stress reduction or stress fading away. So there's a really, really big message here that in the month of November, your stresses are disappearing. And I do think this is a general energy that kind of goes over all areas of your life, but it may be especially focused in love and relationships. If there is some connection that has been giving you stress, or if you've just been stressed that your love life isn't going how you want it to go, I feel like everything's just going perfectly this month. And this stress reduction or stress fading away message is also a double confirmation to me that whatever is going on here in a friendship of yours will resolve itself and come back to the peaceful dynamic by the end of the month. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did give the interpretation of a friend being super involved with a love interest. Maybe for some of you guys, it's actually flipped, where you have this new person in your life, this person who is supporting you and helping you out, who's being very loyal to you and very consistent with you, and you're growing closer to that person. Maybe what we're seeing for some of you is like a friend in your life is, I don't know if jealous is the right word. For some of you, it could very well be that a friend of yours is getting jealous of your love life situation and is distancing themselves a bit. Or they could just be a little bit concerned, you know? Like, oh, I see group 3 is like snuggling up with this new person, getting closer to their partner. I hope that they don't like forget about me, you know? So Could be something like that as well, where your friend just feels a little bit of competition. But I love also that we have the Confidence Oracle card coming out with this, because I love this guy with this reminds me of my sister's cat, Tina. You've probably seen her, well, maybe you've seen her in some of my other videos. If you have, thank you for watching my other videos. But she's a little kitten and she's very confident, and she likes to make appearances in my videos. And I like to draw sunglasses on her. When I take photos of her, I paint little sunglasses on her because she's very cool and confident. Anyway, I just love it. He's like, yeah, he's all like smug and satisfied. He got what he wanted. He knew it was coming. So as this wish fulfills itself for you in your love life, you guys are definitely feeling very, very confident in yourself, confident in this connection, confident in your manifesting abilities. This could also just be somebody who really, yeah, I mean, even looking at this image, they really, really uplift you. They really make you feel confident. Just their aura, just being around them makes you feel confident. But I also think that they will be very vocally supportive and uplifting towards you. This might be somebody who gives you a lot of compliments, a lot of praise, a lot of reassurance. You don't have to guess how they're feeling or what they want because they tell you, and that makes you feel confident and secure in the connection. And with the sunglasses, it may also be somebody that you find really, really cool. All right, so let's move on now to your career and studies. So for your tarot card, we have the 7 of Crystals. And for your oracle card, we have Surrender. Okay, I know what this is about. I just want to point out, it's kind of cool that both of the cards feature this artwork of like small circles growing and growing and getting bigger, small circles growing and getting bigger. So you are making some slow and steady progress on your career journey or on your education journey. I have to say the month of November is probably not going to be like any crazy progress or crazy breakthrough or any sort of big break. It kind of feels like a business as usual. Now, if there was a situation at work or at school that was very, very stressful for you, just judging from the previous energy of the reading that we've seen, I do think that that's going to be fading away. But when it comes to any like new breakthroughs or, you know, like blowing up or significant progress or like hitting milestones or something like that, this month may just be not so exciting in that regard. It kind of feels, you know, like you're just keeping your routine, just another day, just another month, doing the tasks day in and day out. It really feels like a business as usual month. Now, with this energy here, I do think that you guys are working towards a big goal. You are working towards a big breakthrough. And so the message here is just about patience and surrender. Like we literally have the word surrender here, 7 of Crystals or 7 of Pentacles. It is a card about being patient. Usually we would see somebody who has planted seeds and they're just like standing there waiting for them to grow. And it kind of has this feeling of, oh, come on, like the seeds haven't grown yet. I'm just standing here waiting. Is it ever going to happen? And it's like, be patient. Good things come to those who wait. And I often give that analogy, I guess, that analogy of, you know, every plant has its own time frame that it needs to grow, and we cannot force a plant to grow faster unless you know how to genetically engineer plants, but most of us don't. So we just have to plant the seed and every day nurture it, give it what it needs. It's very much a labor of love, and you have to fall in love with the process, because if you hate the process of taking care of a plant and you're just waiting for it to bear fruit, it's going to be a long and pretty miserable journey for you. So what I see here is like you're being encouraged to, yes, be patient, surrender to divine timing, or surrender to the time that your craft needs to really come to fruition, and learn to fall in love with the process. And I will just give an example of a YouTuber, because that's like the easiest thing for me. But let's say there's a YouTuber who wants to hit 100,000 subscribers. That's like their main goal that they have in mind. And they don't really care about the content that they're making. For them, the content is just a means to an end. They just want to hit that goal. They're going to have a really, really hard time staying motivated and, you know, sticking through to the end. And they're probably not going to enjoy the journey to, I already forget how many subscribers I said, it doesn't matter. They're not going to enjoy that journey very much. It's going to be pretty frustrating and pretty miserable for them. But if they love the content that they're making, if they're really, really passionate about it, honestly, they might just forget, like the same way I just forgot the number. They're going to be like, oh, was that my goal? I don't care. I just love what I'm doing so much. It's falling in love with the process. It's making the journey to your goal a labor of love. It's honoring the time that it needs to take, not seeing the time span as something that you just have to get across to get to your goal, but as a gift that was given to you to enjoy all the way through. So yes, I don't see any major like breakthroughs or anything like that. And maybe that's what this gratitude card is about. It's like, because we were talking about seeing the blessing in disguise or seeing the hidden opportunity. And maybe this month is an opportunity to learn to love the journey and not just be hyper fixated on the destination. And that's a gift in itself, because rather than being in this mindset of, I have to struggle for this long and then I'm allowed to be happy once I reach here, you're learning how to be happy the whole way. So you're learning how to multiply your happiness and how to be happy throughout the whole journey. So just hang in there, keep doing what you're doing. Remember that things taking time does not mean that you're doing something wrong. And remember that good things come to those who wait. And remember the message here that the universe always knows the best way and the best time to bring things to us. So surrender is important. And keep doing what you're doing is a very important message. You may start thinking like, you know, this much time has gone by. Maybe I need to change my approach. Maybe I'm not doing the right thing. But I feel for you guys that you are very much doing the right thing. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of patience. I feel like maybe this is going to sound cheesy, but we live in a society where everybody wants like instant gratification. Everybody wants things to happen really quickly. And we also live in a world where people can project whatever they want to project or present whatever they want to present, like on social media, for example. And when we look at other people, a lot of other people look like overnight successes, and then we feel like we need to be too, but they weren't. They went through this as well. So just something to keep in mind this month. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Now let's move on to the final life area, which is spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Empress. I freaking love that for you. There is Taurus and Libra energy here in case that is significant. And then we also have frustration. Interesting. Okay, so this month, you guys are really embodying Empress energy. This means that you are full of self-love. You are full of compassion and understanding for yourself and for others. And you have come to accept yourself fully. Not who you're going to be in the future, not who you were in the past. Who you are right here, right now is perfect. This is what you're embodying. And when I look at this frustration card, you're trying to fit a square into a circle. Now I'm thinking of Coming Clean by Hilary Duff. Trying to fit a square into a circle. You know, the one. Or maybe you don't. If you don't know Coming Clean or Come Clean, oh my gosh, I'm a fake fan, by Hilary Duff, please go listen to it. It's a bop. It's an amazing song. But we cannot fit a square into a circle. We cannot force this shape to fit into this hole. Now, if this shape is not embodying her Empress energy, she's gonna say, oh damn, I guess I should go shave myself down into a circle so that I can fit into this hole. But if this shape is in her Empress energy, she's gonna say, I guess this hole is not for me. That's not my problem. I'm perfect, so I'm just gonna go find a hole that does fit me. You see? So I feel like you guys are no longer trying to change yourself or trying to force yourself into other people's expectations, other people's definition of beauty, other people's definition of success, whether that be society's definition or the people in your life, or, you know, what you think you should be. This is very much I'm perfect the way I am kind of energy. You are this square, so you just need to find square holes. You're a square balloon, so you just need to blow square breaths. Arthur reference, anyone? I honestly feel like I don't have that much to add or to further interpret with this energy, because it is very, very straightforward. I want you guys to know that the more you stand proud in your square energy, in your rectangular prism energy, you are going to find people who appreciate that. You don't need to waste your time trying to impress the circles of the world if that's not what you are. And honestly, it's such a waste and it's such a shame if everybody tries to be a circle, because what makes us so beautiful is our diversity, is our uniqueness, and everybody deserves to be celebrated in their uniqueness. This card is all about diversity as well. This word right here, oh man, it's not focusing, but whatever. This word right here means diversity, tayo. So yes. This can also be about like exploring the many different facets of who you are, and no longer saying like these aspects of me deserve to be brought to the light and these aspects of me deserve to be banished to the shadows, because the Empress is very much unconditional love, loving and accepting all of you in all of your different facets, in all of your different moods and personalities and interests, accepting and embracing it all. And if people don't get that, then it's just not the right hole for you. I don't know what to tell you guys. It sounds like a you problem if you don't get me. And I think there was one other thing that I wanted to say. I wish this didn't happen. It's like I'm in the middle of finishing one thought and the next thought that I want to say is like bloop, it already pops up and I'm like, okay, I'll get to you later. But then by the time I finish my thought and get there, it's gone. Let me see if I can recover it. Oh, you know what it was? It's that I was just thinking of some expressions like you can be the juiciest peach and there's still going to be somebody who doesn't like peaches, and these are both expressions that have been in Esoteric's video, and we were like talking about them before. So there's the peach one, and then there's what is it? If you judge a fish by its ability to fly, it will live its whole life thinking that it's stupid, or something like that. It's like you can't put standards on people that like are irrelevant to them or that don't apply to them. And you know, if you're somebody who hates peaches, then stop eating peaches and stop judging peaches for not being good, because they'll never be good enough for you. Like, move on with your life, go eat a banana or something, Derek. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So you don't have to worry about being the fruit that everybody likes. You just have to worry about being the juiciest freaking peach that you can be, and the peach lovers will appreciate that. Okay? And if you're a fish, then you just have to swim the best you can and don't worry that you can't fly, because that doesn't apply to you. That's not for you. That's not relevant. I feel like you guys maybe have been judging yourself based on criteria that is irrelevant to you, if that makes sense. But that ends here. And actually, maybe a lot of the stress that you have felt, because a lot of this reading was about stress fading away, a lot of your stress may have been from trying to jam yourself into this round hole. But we're not doing that anymore. The Empress says no more. Okay, so yes, that was everything I wanted to say. We are going to end the reading here, so thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!